The MCU is back. Hello everyone and welcome to Movie Reviews by Josh. My name is Josh Terry and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the first episode of WandaVision, a new series that's streaming on Disney Plus and marks the return of the MCU from Marvel for the time being anyway. Last I checked, Black Widow's still supposed to be coming out later this year. Feels like it's been a while, right? So WandaVision is a series about Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff, and Vision, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany, and they're kind of playing, they are a couple in the MCU, and I guess this is actually based on some comic book adventures that they've had. Not knowing the comic background, I'm probably a little bit in the dark here, and so you guys might be ahead of me a little bit on this. But basically the setting is that the two of them are living in kind of an idyllic, suburban, happy sitcom wonderland, and everything seems to be great, but little bit by little bit they figure out that something's off, something's wrong, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. It's gonna be a 9-episode series, and I've seen the first 3 episodes. In this video I'm going to talk about the first one, then I'm going to talk a little bit more in 2 other episodes. What's kind of fun about this is that it serves 2 purposes. I mean, obviously it's an MCU story, and so you kind of have the superhero element, and you have some characters that we've gotten to know over several movies. And there is that kind of tension. Like I said, the story arc, at least so far, because I've seen 3 episodes, not all 9, is that there's kind of a gradual reveal of something that is going on that is, more than meets the eye, to use the expression. But at the same time, it's kind of a tribute to pop culture, specifically TV pop culture, and kind of the sitcoms of the 1950s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. So what's kind of fun is that each one of the episodes kind of mimics the style and the execution of a classic kind of a sitcom trope from a particular era. And so in the first episode, it's shot in black and white, and it basically, it's going to remind you of I Love Lucy, the Dick Van Dyke Show, The Honeymooners. It's kind of this, the entire thing is just kind of set at the couple's home. Wanda and Vision they're themselves. I mean, they're superheroes, but they basically are, trying to live what they think is a normal lifestyle, while using their powers at the same time. Like Vision will still walk through furniture and walk through walls, and Scarlet Witch will still levitate things and do stuff with her mind, but they kind of have to conceal it. And so, Vision's kind of got a regular day job. And they've kind of got this setting where they are living kind of an idyllic lifestyle, but a little bit at a time they start to figure out that something is off. Now, the first episode, by comparison, it takes a little while to get going. There's much more of an emphasis on kind of like the have fun with the I Love Lucy idea than there is about kind of like the larger story. At least from what I'm seeing. Now, this is definitely one of those shows that you're going to have an eye for detail for, because they give little clues here and there. If you pay attention, they got you can see little logos and things, and I'm guessing that there's a whole lot more that I didn't even notice that was going to require repeated viewings for diehard fans. But in comparison to the other 2 episodes that I saw, the first one's a little bit of a slow burn, and it doesn't make it obvious right away that there's some larger story that this is going to be connected to. It feels more of kind of a fun exercise in terms of, well, hey, what if we took 2 characters from the MCU and we put them in a 1950s sitcom? So you kind of meet the neighbors. Catherine Hahn plays one of the neighbors, and they have interactions with Vision's boss and his wife come over for dinner. And so the plot of the individual episode is about them, just trying to fit in and trying to have a positive experience with Vision's boss so that he keeps his job. And so in that sense, it did feel like it took a little while to get going, but then eventually, and I don't want to spoil anything obviously, but later in the episode things get a little bit odd, and you and they start to realize that something else might be going on here. And so overall, it's a little bit slow, but it's a nice kind of introduction to this idea that, okay, well, they're here in this world and this is fun, but there's also going to be more to it. Okay. Now, in terms of a rating and all that, I'll just double check here. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, this is straight up TV PG. There's really nothing. I mean, even your normal MCU, you know, comic book movie action type stuff is not apparent. Language and sexuality, it's really pretty straightforward. It's straightforward as far as being clean, and it is on Disney Plus, and so maybe that explains a little bit of it. Yeah, so far as an episode, I think I would give the first episode 2.5 stars out of 4, because it didn't quite grab me. Like it didn't make me desperate to see the rest of the series. It's interesting and it's fun and it's kind of unique and quirky, but it didn't really blow me away. But as we talk about the next couple episodes, I'll talk about why things improve and, you know, why I'll give it a higher rating for the series overall. So what's your favorite black and white sitcom? Leave your answer in the comments below. Thanks for watching. This has been Movie Reviews by Josh. I would love it if you would subscribe on your way out and leave your notifications on so you can see the new videos as soon as they are posted. Have a good one. Thanks.